Hey guys, Matthew here and welcome back to another episode. I hope you guys are all doing very well, and in today's episode we are going to be upgrading the SSD, we're going to be upgrading this computer from a mechanical hard disk to a solid state drive here. So this is a Corsair F60, it's just a 60 gig drive, and that's all I really need this hard disk for. I don't need any else because this is seriously just a domain client. And all we're going to be doing is essentially just taking it off. We're still going to give it a fresh install of Windows 10, but however we are going to use a MDT image. And then what we're going to be doing from there is we'll then be doing some speed tests and things like that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and shut this down, and let's get to the upgrade. Okay, so for this upgrade, all you're going to need is a external screwdriver. So what we're going to be doing is simply, I'm going to turn the laptop off, remove the Ethernet cable, so remove anything that is connected to the laptop. Now I usually would put a towel over this, but however it's already scratched, so I'm just going to generally put it off. Now generally something that I tend to do just for safety is I actually remove the battery from the computer, so it's completely removed. As well as that, I tend to remove my watch. That way nothing can short or break or anything like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the hard drive compartment, and I'm going to use my screwdriver and remove the screw. That's all you do. Once I remove the screw, put it somewhere that you can find it, and as well as that, make sure you know what you're looking for. Now this is the memory in this area here. This has got 8 gigabytes, and this is the hard drive. So what we're going to do is I'm going to simply slide it across like that. I'm going to grab it out of its container. As you can see, this is a 1 terabyte hard drive, and I've already actually taken this out before, so I know exactly what I'm doing, and I'm going to unscrew this and put an SSD in it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pixie boot or PXE into the system, and then I'm going to load WDS and deploy an image. Now this is a really simple task. Performing SSD upgrades are a lot better than they used to be, purely because they've come down in price. So yeah, it's been very good. So I know putting the screws here is probably a bad idea, however, it's the best place I can find them. So we're going to remove the screws like so, and then we're going to remove the mechanical disc. So this is a 1 terabyte mechanical disc, brilliant. And as you can see, that's quite thick actually when you look at it. And let's have a compared thickness. Size, thickness, they're about the same. And fortunately enough, the screw holes are about the same thickness, so we should be all right. Now I'm actually going to let's just see if I put it in like this. Let's just make sure I put that in right. I don't think we actually need screws because that is nice and solid. Holy shit. I think we can actually just leave that in there. So what we will do then is we'll put this down. I've just wasted 30 seconds of my life. So what we'll do is I'm gonna put the hard drive to one side then with the screws, and just FYI, there is an external microphone that's over me, so you might hear some whispering. I'm gonna put my chair back up as well. So now what we're gonna do is simply put the cover over, like so, and move the put the screw back in, and that's kind of handy that I don't have to actually put screws in, because that makes life way easier. Put the battery back in, and now we're going to turn this thing on, and we're going to load WDS up, which stands for Windows Deployment Services. Now I actually use the MDT version of it. I'm going to plug it into Ethernet because it only is Ethernet compatible. And now hopefully what we should get is straight into the BIOS. Brilliant. So first things first, with the system, I have to actually take it off secure boot. That means that unfortunately it will be a legacy OS, which means it won't actually show the Samsung logo. It will only show a Windows 8 logo. Next thing that we need to do as well is I tend to just leave the rest of the system settings off. All I need to do is just disable secure boot, and then also boot device priority is, unfortunately for some weird reason, my BIOS has issues in this laptop with trying to, the Pixie, oh, the Pixie's not enabled. Op room. Why can I not do the Pixie OP ROM? Alright. Let's just have a look at this. Alright. I'm going to exit saving the changes, and I'm going to hit the F12 key to boot into Pixie. Otherwise, I do use a special little piece of software called Plop, and that's, yeah, see, we're going to do the Pixie, but that's not the Pixie I'm looking for. It's actually a different Pixie. I'm looking for the one that picks up DHCP, so that is a different type. So once I've got it loaded, I'll bring you guys to it. So yeah, this is what I'm looking for. So Control Alt Delete that, go into the BIOS. Samsung, it is an F2. And so what we're going to do now is, yeah, there we go, Corsair, it's all detected correctly. It's detected by drive, which is brilliant. I am going to disable the fast BIOS, and I might give this one a go. Now, I tend to fiddle around with these things, so worst comes to worst and they break, it's all good. Secure boot is disabled, touch pass boot device, here we go, and yeah, we found our devices, beautiful. And bingo, now we can enable Pixie, there we go. And now we can save the changes and exit and load into WDS, which will be way easier. As well as that, you guys need to make sure that your driver's detected. So I actually download the drivers always. Here we go, this is what we're looking for. And all we need to do is push F12 once the Pixie server has detected. As you guys can see here, I've got my Ethernet cable plugged in, and hopefully it should pick up the MDT server. There we go. And this is how we deploy our images. Now, shit, did I? Okay, no, I did do 64-bit. I still have the x86 version, even though there's nothing on there with the x86 version. I'm going to just move the camera and see if that helps. Okay guys, so we've booted into MDT, we're just waiting for it now to come up. So I'm using, I can't remember exactly which version I'm using, so I am using the latest version of MDT though, because I constantly keep updating and playing with this software. I never stop learning about MDT, I'm always constantly using it. So first things first, we need to run a new deployment wizard. Microsoft Deployment Toolkit, obviously. Now, you guys can actually change the background if you wanted to, but I don't tend to. Should let me move this microphone a little bit closer and see if that helps. I'm not sure if that's going to do anything, but we'll see what happens. So next thing that we're going to need to do is I'm going to put my password in and things like that. And however, I am doing this over a Cat5 cable, and the server is actually up in the attic. So this is all being done over power line, so hopefully the speed should be pretty quick. It does take a few seconds to load, but once we've got the actual deployment process in, it should be fine. I've just got to get my domain credentials working. Now, hopefully the domain controller will be good, because I've actually been having a lot of issues with the domain controller. So what we need to do there is we need to make sure it's actually working. So let's just wait. There we go, took its time. So now what we need to do is, once I can log in with the domain controller, now I have a new account, so no longer have an I still use the administrator account for adding things to AD and stuff. However, I do use my new admin account just for security reasons. So I always tend to have two administrative accounts, the administrator account and my local Landon ADM account. That way, if my domain account gets hacked, I can still use the administrator password and create a new password. So yes. Now, this is still taking its time. As you can see, it's loading from the X drive, deploy scripts, wizard, HTA and stuff like that. So we'll just give that a second. And there we go. So now I have quite a few images on MDT. In fact, the server has a 1 terabyte drive in it with all the images that I've got. Probably nothing special, but who knows. So as you guys can see here, we're with the image. So we're going to go to my Mapul Solutions image. And as you guys can see here, I've got all kinds of things. So I'm going to deploy our Windows 10 master, which is this one here, I believe it is. And we're going to deploy that in. As you can see as well, I can deploy all kinds of other operating systems like 10. The reason I'm using this one is because this is the latest version, as well as that it's actually got our latest software package on as well. So I've made these images in VMs, and then I've just simply cloned them. So I'm going to do mpal Samsung, because this was in the organizational unit. So I'm going to call it to home.local, which is my domain. I'm going to put it in OU systems. Now, I believe it is case sensitive as well. So now what we're going to do is I'm not going to move any data or anything like that. We're not going to specify a user key, because the user key is actually embedded into the OS. And we're going to do the local date and time. In my case, it is English Australia. The time zone is Adelaide. And so what we then need to do after we've specified Adelaide, click next, put the administrator password in, and all we got to do is click begin. Now hopefully we can see how fast the speed of the SSD is, because obviously this is all going through the network cable, and as you can see, that is going really, really quick. And all I'm doing now is it's going to format the disk, preparing the partitions. Now there's only 2 partitions with MDT, and I've actually realized as well that it formats the disk drive as not as C, it actually formats it as D for some weird reason, so still looking into that. Formatting and partitioning the disk, apparently it's the BIOS, which I don't want it to be doing. I've done this a million times, so it shouldn't be the case. And yeah, essentially it's just going to start wiping my drive. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. It is an SSD for all we know, so it Should be pretty quick, and hopefully this does not fail, because I did import this a few days ago, and I did test it to make sure it does work. It could be just the speed of the Ethernet cable for all we know. However, while that's happening, I might as well put the old hard drive back in its enclosure, because, well, you just wait for it to do its thing. Don't know what it's doing. Hopefully it doesn't fail, because usually I get worried about these things when it doesn't work properly. Okay, dokie. However, the original disc is still here, and it hasn't been wiped, which is what we want it not to be. Don't want it wiped, because if it's wiped, then we're going to have days with reinstalling Windows and all the software and everything, and getting user data back. So yeah, this is actually a work laptop that I use at my work. And so essentially what we then do there is I upgrade the systems from time to time. We actually bought these the company bought these quite a few years ago. And pretty much what's happened there is we just don't use it. The systems have been so slow since we've moved to 10, because 8 was originally designed for these systems before we moved over to Windows 10. So yes, hopefully this works. Please work. It looks like it's gonna it hasn't crashed yet. It would tell me if it's doing it. As well as that I can troubleshoot with CMD if I have to. I also would use SCCM, but I'm still learning that at the moment, and it's a big task. SCCM is not simple. It's actually really complicated. You've got to build your images, make sure that you've got all your packages and everything set up. So yeah, that's the disc put back in, and I'll be right back once the installation's finished, which means you guys don't have to go through like 23 minutes of an installation. Oh, there we go. As you guys can see, it's now verified. It's configuring, doing all the drivers and everything like that. Now I can put INF drivers in there if I had to. As you can see, it's applying the operating system. And unfortunately, with this one, it doesn't actually tell me the time, which would be nice. But it gives me a %. That's all it does. Anyway, I'll be right back when the system has finished installing. Okay, so we're rocking up at 75%. We're nearly there. Other than that, the installation has gone a lot quicker than being on one of these things for obvious reasons. So very, very happy. Okay guys, so now as you can see here, the system is fully deployed and is now on, it's getting itself ready. Hopefully this shouldn't take too long. However, I still need to keep the Ethernet cable in. Hopefully it's actually... Oh, this one doesn't actually have... this one doesn't have actually flashing lights. So we'll let that get ready and then we'll be back. So as you guys can see here, the image is now finally successfully deployed. Really happy about that, and let's go and check that our system is activated. Now essentially all I've done is I've just reinstalled Windows, haven't specified product key or anything like that. And I'm just going to type in activation, and if it isn't, that's fine because this one is activated anyway. Oh, that's 10 education. Whoops. That should be pro. Oh well. Anyway, that's all working now. As you can see, the C drive is working just fine. As you can see, I've assigned the Mopul Solutions logo to be there. Now this is the local administrator account, so we're going to log out and we're going to log back in as the domain admin. In my case, it's me. And so what we'll do then is, obviously this has still got Pro on it, so I'll put that back in. We're going to put in other user, and we're going to put my administrative account in, which I will obviously blur out as well. This video has taken a very long time because in fact I had to re-image this. However, Ethernet is now detected, display drivers are detected, and yeah, it's going really well. And I don't know why my camera is having issues autofocusing. It just is having issues autofocusing. Come on, focus camera, and stay focused. And then we'll leave that to its thing. And as you guys can see here, that took no time at all. It took like 30 seconons. As you can see here, we've got all of the stuff I need, including my, I have a special group policy where it is to, it has, let's have a look at our device manager as well and see if all the devices are detected, which probably they're not. We've got a few things to install. However, what we'll do is I will go ahead and do all the updates. They're all around here. However, this is just really to explain that an SSD is working all fine and good. Now let me just zoom you guys out a little bit there. And hopefully you guys can see that a little better. And as you guys can see here, this PC, all the drives are detected, everything like that. And yeah, it all seems to be working just fine. We'll just go into here, see if, as I thought, okay, so it's still mapping that one. Oh, because it's doing 3D objects and things like that. So yeah, as you guys can see, all working good and fine. I'll have to update all these drivers and things like that. There's 2 display adapters. Interesting. It's going to have to search for and install drivers and things like that. However, guys, that is how you install an SSD. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you have enjoyed it, please hit that like button, do subscribe, and I will catch you guys all in the next video. Bye for now. There we go. It's downloading drivers.